So the first time I noticed the mangroves was in the 90s. I used to fish a lot. We used to go deep sea fishing, and I used to see a distant green line on the horizon every time we passed by to go out into the open ocean. So we started venturing close, and we discovered that this tiny green line was 45, 50 feet tall. And the scale of this was so immense. And it was absolutely magical. It was the first time that I saw this forest that would sink in water.
Look at that trunk. You know, so it takes a while for other plants to start growing around it again. But the immediate reaction is this emptying of the area. Otherwise, if you look there, now this is the natural growth of a mangrove. Very dense, lots of little shoots coming up that are growing up. And this is not natural in a mangrove forest.
Pakistan is home to one of the most successful mangrove restoration projects in the world. Globally, there is a renewed focus on safeguarding mangroves because they not only protect coastlines, they also suck more carbon out of the atmosphere per acre than any other tree. But here in Karachi, it's a different story, as rampant development, illegal logging, chemical dumping, and raw sewage threaten the fragile ecosystem that lines the coast of this megacity. Tariq Alexander Kasser is on a mission to protect these urban mangroves.
Until recently, we had 7 species. Previously, we had more. But we had 7 species of mangroves. 3 went extinct. 95% of the mangrove that we have that is left with us is the Avicennia marina. It's just this incredible tree where it'll not only absorb the carbon and sequester carbon in the soil in itself and its roots, it will tolerate and absorb and lock into the soil the metals from the tanneries, the chromiums, the leads, all the dyeing chemicals that are coming out of our textile factories. It can deal with the organic toxins that we are pouring out because Karachi does not treat its sewage. The incredible tonnage of waste is dumped into the ocean every day, and this tree is able to take it and absorb it.
In recent years, Kasser started using the power of social media to spread awareness.
So I would send the videos out on WhatsApp to about 1,800 or 1,900 people with the request that please forward it. And it got moved around a lot. So it went to a lot of the officials who were in charge of forestry, who were in charge of the provincial government, and to people who in the federal government. People who were in a position to do something about it. And to my greatest surprise, they did. There was at times within the hour response and instructions given to try and stop the cutters, to send the security and the forestry department people out to the places. Responses of the forests will be protected.
What are the mangroves? Mangroves are the plants that grow in the junction of sea and the river water, like in a brackish water.
An architect by trade, Kasser helped design this mangrove ecosystem exhibit at the newly opened Magnify Science Center in Karachi.
We're the first contemporary interactive science center in Pakistan. Mangroves are not just important to the city, they're important to the coastline. And they protect the coastline, of course, from tsunamis, etc. But they are also the nursery where your crabs and prawns and fish, they spawn in the roots of those mangroves. And they, of course, provide the fish that we need for our fishing industry and to feed ourselves as well. So it's imperative that the children that come here realize the importance of what our environment is and what it is that they need to protect. They should feel a certain affinity to it.
As sea levels rise due to global warming, mangroves play an even more important role in protecting coastal cities like Karachi. The United Nations estimates that the benefits of these trees, which also provide food through their fisheries and function as tourist attractions, are worth more than $450 billion a year to the world economy.
in our country where the problems are so immense and so real, of poverty, of inequity, and on and on and on, the cutting of a tree is sad to say, but it might be of not such a great consequence, but it is. But it is, because it's the lifeline and the lifeblood of our lives out here, of the quality of lives.
We've got a small window to save these forests, and there's absolutely a chance, a good chance, to keep these for future generations. But it's a limited amount of time that we have before the forest crosses a critical threshold and they all die. So the water has to be cleaned, the city has to be responsible, the cutting needs to be sustainable, but if it's not done in balance, we lose the forest. If it's done in balance, we will sustain both people and the trees. And we all depend on each other. And at the end of the day, we are all food for each other.